nothing.
Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. How y'all doing? My StreamYard is tripping, but that's okay. I ain't tripping. How y'all doing? Hi, Jess. Hey, Leo the Lion. Hi, Thay. Hi, Pool Water. Hi, baby. How you doing? I'm good, Thay. Thank you so much. It is hot up in here. I got the window open, the fan on, and I'm still sweating. How's it going? I wish I could get my banner back up, but they took it away. What can I say? I can't even, I could try to put it back in, but oh, there it is. Add background. How about that? Okay, backgrounds are now supported in the studio. Okay, so put it back up, sir. Put it back. Put it back. Where's it at? It's still not doing it. Well, 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 well. Well, well. There it is. There we go. Okay. Whew. Hi, Charlene. How's it going? Oh, my goodness. Hold on. I need to point this fan toward me. I'll be right back. Oh, hi, Colleen. How are you? It's so good to see you guys. Oh, man. Everyone's doing well, I hope. Man, it's been an interesting day so far. I hope you guys got a whiff of the comment, not the comment, the topic. Let's go back, way back into time. Now, if only I had the if you take your love away from me, I'll go crazy. I'll go insane. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. Some of y'all probably don't even know that song. Oh, it's hot there too, Colleen. I don't know why it's so hot in this room. I got a fan going and everything. Hi, Genova. How you doing, love? Oh, goodness. I'm just trying to get my bearings. Gonna wait a little while for other people to come in. Hit that like button if you get a chance. It's 85 there. Holy cow. I wonder what it is here. It feels pretty muggy. I don't mind it, but I wasn't expecting it. Geepers, geepers, geepers. Let's see. What is the temperature up in here? It is 74. It's only 74. Man. Hi, SMK Salima. Salima. What's up, Salima? Man, it's. Oh, wait a minute. Today it hit 78, but currently it's 74. I don't know. I'll take this over rain any day, though. Yes, yes, it is definitely hot as AF. Oh my goodness! So, what is happening in the house tonight? Just got to the gym. Oh, you're at the gym. I admire you. I admire you. I really wish I could get to a gym. It was a beautiful but hot. It was beautiful but hot. Hi, Dawn. How are you, sweetheart? Welcome to the chat today. Yes, I think we're going to have a very good conversation today. Yeah, it's going to kind of flow from where we just left. We're going to talk about entitlement. We're not going to name names. We're not going to name celebrities or any of that. We're just going to talk in general because this is a topic that is not only prevalent in well to do homes, but it's prevalent in not too well to do homes, if you know what I'm saying. And this is a character flaw in those that feel that they're entitled. So I think it's an important topic. And I think we should discuss it. We got 16 people in here so far, and I'm sure Tony is still live. But considering what they're talking about over on that side of the street, this kind of blends in well with it. Yeah. But y'all looking good. You looking good to me. I can't physically see you, but I can feel you. So that's good for me. I'm good. I am so good. Y'all got your drinks. We gonna have to have something to sip on today. I got chips, but I don't want to crunch them in y'all's ear. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you so much. Yeah, if y'all could hit that like button. That's something I can't see in StreamYard. I can only see how many people are in the chat, but I have no way of knowing how many likes we have, so it's up to you to let me know. Oh. Jess said SMK. I was on that last night and felt like my back was bruised up. I'm a witness. You just had a Pepsi, Charlene? Charlene, let me tell you. Me and Pepsi had a love affair for many years. And then I started drinking this tea and then I blew up. I think I should go back to Pepsi. Because when I started drinking these things, I blew up like a balloon. I just like the taste of it, but I love my Pepsi. Anybody that puts Coke up against Pepsi, I got to choose Pepsi. Mountain Dew for you, Dawn. All right, Mountain Dew has more caffeine in it, doesn't it, than Pepsi and Coke? If I'm not mistaken, there's a lot of caffeine in Mountain Dew. I need it. I need to wake up. I need to wake up right now. Yes. You're a Coke girl, Colleen. Yeah, I used to drink Coke many years ago when I was really a kid, like elementary school. It's so good on a hot day. Same here, Pepsi all the way. Exactly. And ain't nothing like Pepsi in a bottle, a glass bottle. If I could have Pepsi in the tall, skinny glass bottles like back in the day, that's kind of like our subject today, I would be a happy girl. There was something about those bottles that made soda just taste so much better. Yes, I'm not too thrilled with the cans. I'll take it if I have to, but give me a glass bottle any day. I'll take it any day. Yeah. Okay, okay, so somebody jumped off. People are jumping off. They don't want to talk about Pepsi, I guess. But we'll give some people some time. Coke in glass. Yes. It does taste better. It really does. Hi, Leo. All I drink is lemonade. Body know me. No, I only drink lemonade. Okay. You know, the tea that I drink is partially lemonade as well. So I feel you. I definitely feel you. No BNA. What does that mean, Charlene? No BNA. Dawn likes iced tea. They said, what were some controversies and hot topics from back in the day, Auntie? Pretty much the same stuff going on now, just at a higher level right now. You know, I can't even say some of the words on YouTube, but we live in some evil times, and we were living in evil times back then. It just wasn't as evil, you know. Plastic bottles have BNA in them. Oh wow, what does BNA stand for, hun? Call poison control. I just drank unsweet tea. Oh god. Unsweet tea. Oh yeah, we gonna have to call poison control. Ain't no good tea without sugar in it. Good. Ugh. I gotta doctor mine up so much you don't even taste the tea. I have the Starbucks medicine balls. That sounds nasty, doesn't it? Starbucks medicine ball, which is made up of uh, jade citrus tea, a peach tea, peppermint syrup, just a little bit of peppermint syrup, half lemonade. You seen that on Facebook? Chemical in the plastic. Oh, ooh wee. That's for all sodas, huh? Man. But yeah, a dash of honey, a little dash of honey. But I always add more. I add some peppermint syrup, honey, and then peppermint extract. You don't like iced tea, Colleen? Oh my God. You don't know what you're missing. Especially, like Leo said, lemon in it. Lemon has to be in it. Honey and lemon. Best iced tea ever. Best iced tea ever. Oh boy. So do we know if just out of curiosity, do we know if Tony's still live right now? Jess, do you know? 'Cause he told me he would hop over here so we can have this conversation. No love hot tea, just not iced tea. Go figure. You love hot tea, but you don't like iced tea. I get it. I get it. But on a hot day, when that sweat's pouring down and that sun is beaming on your head and you can't get to no shade, guess what? I'll take some iced tea any day. Okay, Leo, thank you. Just peek in there and see if he's still going live. In the meantime, y'all just kind of relax. We're just kind of chilling for a minute until some more people come in. It was a very interesting live stream, to say the least. Okay. Okay. Well, excuse me. That tea breaks up that mucus in my chest too. Um, Well, it's no better time than to start now. I guess we can just start now. Uh, Topic today is let's go back, way back, back into time. And for those of you in here that were in the live with Tony, this topic kind of coincides with what's going on over there. Without mentioning any names, we kind of get an idea of who might feel entitled. And with that said, this is a problem that is prevalent in today's society, not in just America, but all over the world. They said, I am a youngin', but I am still excited for this. Yes. I'm glad you are, Thay, because one day you're going to be in our shoes. You're only 19, and I commend you for being interested in this topic because a lot of kids your age, they could care less about what we think as the older people. But what they fail to realize is that they too, by the grace of God, will be old as well. And I wouldn't even say we're old. We're just seasoned. You know what I'm saying? We're seasoned. We've been through some stuff. Like my husband likes to tell people, I've been 23 times. I've been 23 times. Yes. Sometimes we got to go back just to realize where we going forward because we have a tendency for history to repeat itself. And I can remember when I was younger and living with my grandparents, they provided everything I needed and sometimes everything I want. People thinking they deserve something when they haven't done anything or should have something is so dumb. Nobody is born deserving anything. Nobody is better than anyone else, no matter who you are. Absolutely. Hi, Catherine. How are you, sweetheart? That's very true, and a very grown up way of putting it, love. A lot of grown folks don't have that perspective that you have, and it's commendable. It really is. Um, we are in a time now where kids, and it's, I can't even blame it completely on the kids. I can't because kids only know what you teach them or what you don't teach them. Because trust and believe, if you're not teaching them the wrong way, someone else is. If that makes any sense. You can have parents that are telling you all the right things, but there's always going to be someone out there in the atmosphere of their world that are telling them contradictory to what you're being told. And it's up to the parents to instill the right thing in their kids and give them a sense of being valuable without having to have things to be valuable. Does that make any sense to y'all? Because too many people nowadays feel like you have to have a lot of things to be of value. And that's a wrong perception to have. Very wrong. It starts at home. Absolutely. If you go through life feeling like, I don't have this, so I'm less. I don't have that because I'm less. I don't have a nice car, so I'm not that great. I don't have my own house, so I'm not that great. You're in the wrong state of mind when you think that way. Because there, by the grace of God, someone else out there ain't got nothing. All it takes nowadays is to just look out the window in whatever city we live in. All it takes is to look out the window and see somebody walking down the street with a shopping cart. And everything that they own is in that shopping cart. Am I lying? It's true. People are becoming homeless by the day. People that never thought they would ever be in that position. But we have to give our kids something to look forward to in life. And right now it looks kind of bleak. But if we instill that go get 'em spirit, that'll give them the it'll give them the wherewithal, the ingenuity to go get it. And I mean go get it the right way. Because if you're going to get it the wrong way, all that wrong stuff, how you get stuff wrong is how you lose it. Some people lose their life getting stuff just because they want stuff instead of taking the time out to maybe get an education or use their talent to grow into something that they can blossom and maybe pass on to their own kids. But when you live your life looking at other people and what they have, and you're sitting there saying, I don't have that, so I'm less than. That's a toxic mentality. And it'll kill you if you're not careful. It'll kill you dead if you're not careful. You can't walk through life saying, I can't, because you can. There's all kinds of ways to get around can't. Some people think, oh, I'm not a high school graduate, so I can't make a whole lot of money. Hi, Nitya. How are you, love? Life never stays the same. You have to be able to adapt. You're absolutely right, Charlene. You have to be able to adapt, but you also have to have a mindset to do better. And not just for material things. You got to get your mind right in order for the rest to follow. Everything follows the mind. When your mind is focused on the right things and the right spirit. Now, I'm not here to preach to nobody, but we are all human beings possessing spiritual beings in us. And that spirit is what carries this human body forward to be motivated to do better in life, if I'm making any sense. And if you're looking at the wrong spiritual things, you're going to fall into the wrong spiritual places. There's a lot of people out there that want better, but they're following the wrong spiritual guides, if that makes any sense to you. And I'm not preaching to you. Okay? I'm not preaching to you. But there's such a thing as evil. There's such a thing as good. Good and evil are a real thing. And just like Leo said, there is no such thing as can't. I'm happy to see you too, Nitya. How are you doing? I see you're doing well on your channel, love. Now I'm going to use Nitya as an example, if you don't mind, sweetheart. Nitya has a talent. Okay. She is able to write beautiful words, okay, on paper. And with the technology that's available to us nowadays, she's able to take those beautiful words, load them up on an app, and the next thing you know, she's got beautiful music that is a part of her. You know what I'm saying? You're doing wonderful. And that's the thing I'm trying to get people to understand. You have to try. If you don't try, you don't go any further than your dreams. You know, it doesn't make sense to have a dream without trying to achieve it. You know, by any means necessary, except for bad means. Okay? Because there's always bad means and there's good means. Anything you go after the wrong way, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it. I guarantee you that. And that's why I'm saying, as far as our kids today, the example that we're setting for them now, we're so wrapped up in what's going on in society, what's going on, Diddy going to prison or whatever, Angie Stone, Now we got Smokey Robinson doing whatever he's Shannon Sharp, all this stuff. And it's not just them. Those are just the first things that popped off the top of my head. Hey, Shy Towns, how you doing, my love? But what I'm saying is that we've got so many negative things to look at that we don't have a whole lot that we can pass off to our kids in terms of, see, you see what they're doing? You could do that too. There's a whole lot of negative out there for these kids to see. Nitya said there should be only one way, and that is up. As long as you have God by your side, who can be against? Exactly. Because, hey, it's either right or wrong. It's either right or wrong. Good to hear it, sweetheart. It's either right or wrong. We've got to start instilling more right in our kids and displaying more right in our kids by the way we live, not just by words and by deeds, but just by encouragement. You know what I'm saying? We're not, these kids are so diverted. They've got video games, they've got YouTube, they've got TikTok, they've got Instagram. They don't even hardly watch TV anymore. Focus on fruits of the Spirit. Galatians 5, absolutely. Fruits of the Spirit is exactly how we get where God wants us to go. He never intended for us to be in bondage, to be without. He didn't intend for none of that. But we got to pass it on to our kids as well. And right now, the way things is looking, our kids have got a bleak future. I'm just going to be real about it. Our kids have a bleak future because of not only what they're up against is in terms of society, even our government. Even our government is bleak. It looks bleak for the future. What they're teaching in the schools is bleak. What they're not teaching in the schools is bleak. And it's up to the parents to step in and take over for their kids. They're your children. They're our children. You can't rely on that teacher to take care of your kids and teach your kids the way they should be taught in those things that are not, you know, necessary from as far as the school is concerned. Because school ain't gonna teach you about God, that's for sure. They done took God out of the schools. Completely out of the schools. Who is calling me knowing I'm live? That's what voicemail is for. Anyway, but we are living in a scary time. We're living in a really scary time right now where on our way out, we're watching our kids come up into our spaces and they don't know half of what we knew at the age that they are now. Our schools used to teach home ec. Our schools used to have wood shop. Our kids used to have classes that taught the basics in survival, if nothing else, taught them how to plant uh, crops and stuff like that. Thank you, Catherine. I'm on a mission. I got my camouflage on. I'm on a mission today. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Good to see you. So it's imperative that we get this mindset and understand we've got to shake this entitlement out of these kids. Am I right? There's too many kids that feel that they're entitled. And it's because we've allowed it. It's so easy to just throw them a few dollars and Get them out of our hair. It's easy to buy them something to, so they'll be happy, but sometimes they need to be told no. Catherine, let me put this up. I meet young women who are my son's ages, 24 and 30, and they can't cook at all. That is just sad, and no one taught them, Auntie Mickey. I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, and though that was a small thing back in our day to know how to cook. I mean, all you had to do was watch mama in the kitchen. But nowadays, mama is at the club. Mama is at the club, 35 years old, and got a grandbaby on the way, if that could even be possible. 40 years old with a grandbaby on the way. Elizabeth said, our parents loved us, but we were taught to work. Baby boomers, that is. I'm 60, you're 65. Exactly. I'm 62. I know exactly where you're coming from. But fortunately, Elizabeth, there's a lot of people even younger than us that have that same mindset that we have because their parents took the time out to instill that in them. Dawn, you're 51 with 5 grandbabies. But I bet you wasn't in the club. I'm sure you teaching these kids something. You know what I'm saying? We learned the basics in cooking. And then we learned how to cook greens, pot roast, etc. We had to get summer jobs. Tell me about it. I couldn't wait till I got old enough to get a summer job. I wanted a job so bad because I wanted to buy my own school clothes. Put both my girls, but both my girls know how to cook. Good, Don. See, that's just it. Not many parents such as yourself around your age are teaching their girls. It's unfortunate, but it's true. You said, oh, it's possible these grandparents are 30 to 45 years old. And it's amazing because you see grandma and the mama up in the club. And the oldest kid is babysitting the little ones. It's sad. It's sad because even though they're left to fend for themselves, they're not being taught the right way to fend for themselves. That's why you see a lot of accidents taking place in the home when someone's not home. You know, Elizabeth said, right, you injured your kids when they can't clean, wash, grocery shop, groom themselves. Exactly. And then they got the nerve to want to find a good man. And in the case of a lot of the girls, they want to find a good man and can't cook a lick. They want this man to provide all these things for them, but they're not bringing in anything to the table. Nothing. And I'm sorry to say, the prize ain't between your legs, boo-boo. There's a whole lot of coochies out there. They come a dime a dozen. But you got to bring something to the table as well. We're putting a lot of pressure on these men to be men. But unfortunately, a lot of young ladies are taking that man's power away, trying to be men themselves. And maybe I'm being judgmental. If I am, I'm sorry. Exactly, Charlene. Recipes all over Google. Teach our children the right things to look up on the internet, instead of Roblox all the time. TikTok all the time. It ain't teaching them nothing. It ain't teaching them nothing. Oh my God. I saw a cartoon the other day. I provide childcare for an infant. This infant will be a year old in 2 weeks. And I had one of those cartoons up, the little kid cartoons. I can't even remember. It was some little animals or something. And they were singing a song about shaking their booty. Shaking their booty. And they were shaking their booty. Honestly. In a little kid's cartoon. This is what they have to look forward to when they come out the womb. They come out the womb grabbing for a cell phone or an iPad, and parents are giving them to them to keep them quiet instead of taking them to the park. Let them run some of that energy off. And I understand it's hard to work a job all day long and then have to take your kids, entertain them or help them with homework. I understand you got to cook dinner for them. I understand. But some things you have to do. There's just no way around it. There's no way around it. They said even if it isn't an immediate consequence, they will remember when their mother chose the club and weenie over them. You got that right. You got that right. Elizabeth said, my cuz was 19 when I taught her to wash at the laundromat. Ain't that something? Thank God she had you to teach her, sweetheart. I taught my boys real early. Because I'm like, look, as big as you are, you bigger than me. You need to be washing your own clothes. Point blank, period. A lot, and unfortunately, some of these men that want to be fathers can't be because there's some very vindictive mothers out there. We're in an upside down society now. Exactly, Nitya. Coochie come a dime a dozen. They throwing it up there like they throwing it in the air like Skittles. Taste the rainbow, please. There's all kind of rainbow out there. Absolutely, you got your 5 and 7 year olds washing dishes and folding clothes. Yep, that's how they start learning, by watching mama. But if mama's not doing it, there's where the problem lies, unfortunately. And in many cases, if daddy ain't doing it, because these young boys need to have a man in their life to teach them how to be a man. A lot of single mothers, I commend you. You've got boys and you're doing it on your own. And you have no other alternative but to do so. But there's nothing like a boy having a man in his life to teach him how to be a man. Women can't teach boys how to be men. We can give them an idea, but we can't teach them the way a man can. You know what I'm saying? Leo said, my children knew how to do laundry, cook certain things, shop at the age of 8, 10, and 13. That's right. Absolutely. And Dawn said it's a way of bonding when you spend time showing them things. That's so true. That's very true. And when you take time out from your own personal busy schedules, I know that we all want me time, but there's nothing better than when you take that me time and direct it toward your kids and show them something that they've never seen before. They get a kick out of that. They really do. Whether they show it or not, they get a kick out of that. Is there anybody that would like to come up to the platform and talk as well? Because I like sharing this platform with people. I don't like to just sit here and talk at people. I like to hear other people's perspective. And I like to hear y'all's voice as well. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to come up, please do. Just make sure your mic is on. There you go. If you don't want to be on camera, just make sure that I can see you before I bring you up. I can see that you're a real person, and I'll turn off the camera if you don't want to be seen. I'll give it a couple minutes. But yeah, times are very different from back in the day. And I know you guys probably get tired of talking about back in the day. I love talking about back in the day. A lot of young people don't want to hear about our back in the day. But when they get older, they're going to be talking about their back in the day. You're listening, just fixing it. That's what I'm talking about, Elizabeth. You doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You fixing dinner. Not too many ladies are doing that these days. Especially young ones, unfortunately. Okay, we got Naya. Hey, Naya.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, sweetie. How are you?
Good, good, good. As you see, I'm in my car because I'm just getting off work.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I listen to you guys while I'm at work, kill the time while I'm in and out of my truck, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I've been up here before pertaining to Angie Stone.
Uh-huh.
Um, However, I got on this evening before I start driving because once I start driving home, I'm gonna have to calm down, like put the thing down.
I
However,
hear
I
you.
wanted to know, Auntie Nikki, did
Hmm.
you hear about Smokey Robinson tonight?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I'm appalled. I'm appalled.
I did.
I'm
I saw that.
appalled. I'm like,
I couldn't
what?
believe it either.
I I'm appalled. Like I heard other names before, like from the old school. You know, I love
But
old school music. I was
but
raised by the old
Smokey,
school.
but Smokey,
Unbelievable. I know.
and
I was
and you
expecting
know what?
Clive Davis.
Okay, well, I don't think he got much to work with anymore, but nevertheless, Smokey, when somebody came when, when somebody came up in his chat and said that in Tony's chat,
Right.
I could see
Okay.
a thumbnail in the corner of my screen for Make It Make Sense. And that's what it
Mhm.
was about. It was about Smokey
Okay.
Robinson. So I knew it had to be true if it was on
Wow.
that platform. Ain't that something?
I said that is I was like, oh my goodness. You really can't put nothing past a soul, a living,
None of
breathing
them.
soul. It's
None
sad.
of them.
Nobody got character. Nobody got morals and values no more.
Yep.
It's sad. It's
Yeah,
sad. Just shake my head.
I know. And see, I knew that him and Diana Ross had a thing, but I never knew that he did anything salacious like that. I'd never heard that before.
Right.
For
And then
those of
how
you,
convenient.
exactly. But you look, I was just telling somebody just 10 minutes ago. You see who they
Hmm.
taking down, right? You see who they
Yeah,
taking
I
down,
see.
right?
You You know what? The first thing I thought I said is
Another
somebody
one.
in jail snitching. I said, is somebody in jail snitching?
That
Because
part.
now they coming down with right with all these start. Oh, it's gonna be some more. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But it's just ironic that these are all men of color.
Right,
And
right.
this ain't a one color situation. This is
No,
going on
it's
all
not.
over, but they're only bringing down those of color so far.
Right, right. And it seemed like also. Like I think they got a personal lineup and they comment. But it is a lot of evil wickedness going on in that music industry that's
Absolutely. And for
unheard of.
those,
Nobody should ever have to compromise their integrity to sing
hmm
on nobody damn stage. They
yeah,
singing on people mics for a chance. You know,
okay.
they
For
singing on
those of you in the
mics. They doing a lot.
though, for those of you in the chat that don't know what we're talking about, because I'm seeing a few people saying, "What happened?" It came out just about an hour ago that Smokey Robinson is being charged. Am I right? Is he being charged or
Yes.
sued for four
He's being
counts?
sued. Yeah, he's being
Sued.
sued, but I think they're gonna charge him as well. They said all of the four women was undocumented immigrants that was afraid to go to the police because he was using his power. You know, he had powerhouse name and everything, and those women was intimidated. Says
Right.
the
And
person who delivered the story, the
yeah,
attorneys.
they're undocumented too. They don't want to be sent back.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Hi,
So,
Black. How are
you
you?
know, I so if that's the case, then he definitely took advantage if
Man.
that is to be proven to be true, you know?
Have you ever I hate to clown the man because I used to love
Mm-hmm.
I went to see Smokey a couple times back in the day. And have you
Okay.
seen that have you seen that video of him recently on stage performing, and he's rubbing his legs, his thighs, and he's gyrating. I'm like, sit your old
I,
decrepit behind
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah. I mean, oh my God. And how it's something else. See, I don't want to start talking about the
Hey, we might as well,
but it's
shoot.
just
We
crazy
talking
how
about back in the day.
right, because it's like it's even Lionel Richie and all of them, how they faces still look that young when I know, God rest my grandmother's soul, but they around her age.
They got the money to get them surgeries. Look what Vivica did
Right,
to
right.
herself. Look what Vivica
Yeah,
did
yeah,
to herself. She ruined herself.
yeah,
She did not have to do none of
yeah.
that.
She got what did she get? The
That BBL,
BBL or
she
something,
got the
right?
BBL and it's messed up. It don't even match her legs. It don't match.
Right.
None
I've
of it.
seen that.
Yep.
Oh my
Charlene
goodness.
said
It's
too, Botox.
ridiculous.
They doing the Botox.
Yeah.
They
But
doing the most
they faces look so tight, like
and
it's
disfigured.
I don't know. Yes, it
Yeah.
does. It does.
Lionel did it too.
Very
Lionel
disfigured.
Richie, man. I'll never
Mm-hmm.
forget when I saw Kenny Rogers. The first time I saw Kenny Rogers after his facelift, and I was appalled. I don't know if you remember Kenny Rogers.
I can't place his face. I can't
He's
place
from
his
that.
face, but I do. He's
He
from that
he was a
era. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he was a white boy. He was a white boy that sang with he sang that song, "You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold
oh, and
'em,
know when to fold
know
them.
when to
Okay, I
walk
know that
away,
song.
know when to." That's the one that
Okay,
sang that song. He was big back in the
all right.
70s, 80s.
I know the song. However,
Uh-huh.
I still can't place the face. Like once I get home and I get on my
Look
big
him
old
up.
TV, YouTube, and all of that, I'm gonna look him up because
Look him
I'm a
up. Yeah.
fan of I'm a fan of all the oldies but goodies. Like I
Yes.
love Blue Magic, the
Yes.
Stylistics, Luther
Absolutely.
Vandross, the Tim
Yes.
Freeze. I am a big fan of all the old
Commodore.
school. That's all I
Earth,
heard
Wind, and
growing up.
Fire.
You know,
Yep. Yep.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh, I love them. I love them. I'm
Yes.
a fan of all of that. Good. That's
Yes.
when music actually sound good, had meaning to it, and all of that type of
Yes.
stuff. You know,
Yes. Yes. So yeah, Don even
sad.
pointed out he also sang with Dolly Parton. Remember
Oh,
Dolly Parton
okay. Okay.
with the big,
Yeah, I
big,
know Dolly
humongous lip?
Parton.
She looked crazy too.
Yeah, Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston made her song. You know, made
Yes.
that "I'll
I will
Always Love
always
You."
love
Yeah.
you. Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Uh-oh, we gonna have another
Yes,
night of
indeed.
throwing back some of these groups and artists from back in the day. Charlene said the Dells, the
Yeah.
Shy Lights.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I love the old
it's
school.
sad.
You know, I'm in my 40s, but I love that old school music. I love it.
Hmm. You're
You
about the
know.
same age as my first son. My first son is almost
Oh, okay. I'm
44.
for. Oh, okay. Well, I'm 46. I got you something about two. I just turned 46 in March. So
Uh-huh. So
yeah.
yeah, you came up with that music because your parents was bumping it all the time, huh?
Hmm.
And
Yes,
don't you
indeed.
remember
Yes, indeed.
you remember
Barry
how your
White.
yep, your parents would put the music on and the kids was dancing to it, the parents, the old
Right.
people, everybody was grooving to the same sounds. It didn't matter how old they were.
Absolutely.
It changed as
Right.
time went on
Right.
though. It really did.
Yeah. The stuff they making nowadays,
Oh,
it doesn't
way.
even make sense. It's
I
like
don't understand it.
it
I
burned
can't
my
even understand the
eardrums.
words. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
I can't.
understand the
I don't
words.
even listen to it. I
No.
turn. I turn
And
my station, and I most of the.
some of the
No, I'm
names
sorry. Go
don't
ahead.
even make sense. Some of the
I
names
know.
don't even make sense. The who, the what, whoopity doo wop. Who is whoopity doo wop? I don't know.
I
My
have no
son,
idea myself.
man, I don't know if that's even a name. I just made it up. It's probably somebody gonna try to adopt it later. Yeah, my name is whoopity doo wop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making that dance. I'm making that bank. I'm making that bank. But yeah, our kids need
Wow.
to come back. They need to come back to reality, and unfortunately, we have to show them the reality because society show ain't gonna teach it to them. They ain't gonna teach
Right.
it to
I
them.
agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But
Yes.
Auntie Nikki, I'm gonna go now
Okay,
because
sweet.
I need to get up out this parking lot. I'm ready to go home. I
I
did
hear
my
you.
time.
Okay, you done made your coin. It's time to go home.
Uh, that's right. It's time. I'm just out here in the parking lot because I don't want to start driving
I hear you, love.
on my
Well,
phone.
I
You know.
appreciate you. I appreciate you so much for coming up.
Thank you. Not a problem. I'll still be listening in, but I gotta get up off of here.
Okay, sweetie.
Because
Well,
the
you take it
avenue I
easy.
work on, I don't want to take any chances.
I hear you. Keep your neck on swivel. Always
That's right. That's right.
keep aware
But
of your
you,
surroundings.
thank you for having me. You have a blessed evening.
You too, sweetheart. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, that was sweet. Does anybody else want to come up? We gonna have fun tonight. We don't have a whole lot of people in the chat, but hey, we got enough. Charlene said he is the most sampled artist, the Godfather of Soul. Yes, James Brown. You got that right, Charlene. Nitya said all of the songs were about love back in the day or about having fun in life. Now it's about money. You know what's in power. I wish I could say it on YouTube. But man, we living in some strange times. And our kids are at risk. They don't even know it. They don't even know it. I'm gonna put hi Desiree. I'm gonna put the link in the chat again if anybody wants to jump on and we can continue this discussion. Ain't nothing wrong with talking it out. Sometimes that's what it's gonna take. We just gotta have a conversation about it. Too many kids, too many grown folks for that matter. As we can see from this other situation, there's a level of entitlement going on, and it ain't right. Bible said, if a man don't work, a man don't eat. It didn't say if a man don't drive for somebody or hang out with somebody he don't eat. No, you gotta work. A real man has to work, or otherwise he won't eat. And too many people are feeling like they're entitled. Let's see, Dawn said every day I'd come home from school and my mom was back in the computer room with the oldie station playing. For real. Yesterday, okay, Sunday was James Brown's 92nd birthday. For real? Holy cow. Ain't that something? He would have been 92 years old. And look how hard he worked in the industry. But now just because he didn't get popped for some of the things that people are being accused of nowadays, don't think for 1 minute that stuff wasn't going on back then. They've been doing that stuff that they're getting popped for now. They've been doing that stuff for decades. It's just all starting to come out because now everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody's got a wire of some kind on them that they can hold over somebody's head and say, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna tell. It's crazy the times that we live in. Is there anyone else that would like to come up here and join the conversation? I put the link in the chat. Let's see. Charlene said, embrace your age. It's a sign of wisdom. You got that right, hon. Leo, you think a lot of these stars are being set up, sweetheart? I saw what you wrote that in the chat earlier. Hey, Anthony. How are you? But it is working. Would love to, but it is. Oh, you're working? Anthony, would you like to come up, sweetheart? We talking about back in the day and today and kids with entitlement and what we need to do to correct uh this issue in our society as far as our kids are concerned. They're coming up in a time to believe that their parents owe them something. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, I get it, Nitya. You're working. You're working. So, Leo, do you want to come up and explain what you mean by that, sweetheart? How you think they're being set up? It's very conceivable because a lot of people are actually kind of being sloppy with it and being found out because they're not being careful. Anthony, I'd love for you to come up and have your say. I put the link in the chat for anybody that wants to come up. I'm going to put it in there again just to be on the safe side. We can have a conversation about this very subject. Ooh, because it's looking mighty bleak for these kids. Mighty bleak. I'll give somebody some time to come up if they'd like. Just give it a couple more minutes. I'm working double time on project doing. Oh, okay, Anthony. I understand. Uh, Nitya said, "Do you think D is setting them up? Wasn't he sentenced to life?" You know what? That's a very profound statement, Nitya. You never know. He might be talking. Today was day 2 of the jury selection. He might be talking. They actually came out with how many people? 190 names, celebrity names on the list that are involved in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay, Leo, no problem, sweetheart. I understand. I understand. So and he also turned down a plea deal that they offered him yesterday. And he turned it down. So I'm wondering if he might be, regretting that. Now, I've heard through 2 different reports conflicting information, and I don't know which is true. One said that they were not going to use the video from Cassie, which I find that hard to even fathom. I mean, that's one of the most critical pieces of information or evidence that they have on him. You know, why would you leave that out? I mean, clearly we all saw it, most of us. But what it does is it demonstrates his you know. So why not use it? I don't know why not use it. It makes no sense to me. But if they're not using it, that means they've got a lot of evidence that they're going to use. Exactly. Exactly, Don. That Pastor TDJ stepped down. I am sure he was on the list. I wouldn't be surprised. Isn't that a coinky dink? It's all in the timing. Yes, I hope so. If they're not using that tape, then I hope they got some knockdown, drag out information to make sure that their charges stick. Because I did hear that uh, Little Rod's lawsuit, it hasn't been thrown out. Hi, Gen X. How are you, love? I heard today that the portion of Little Rob's lawsuit against Cuba Gooding Jr. and was it Justin or Christian? I get the kids mixed up. I think I heard that they're throwing those 2 charges out because uh, due to a mistake on the part of Little Rob's attorney, not serving the papers to Cuba Gooding and Diddy's son in a timely manner. So they're going to have to, lose that portion. But they still got a lot to work with. They've got a lot to work with. And I can only hope and pray that they do it right. But they seem to be confident enough to have more than enough on him. Yeah, Pastor T.D. Jakes stepped down. Wow. I haven't, sweetheart. I've never, other than Puzzle Piece, you talking about Puzzle Piece, right? Desiree? You talking about Puzzle Piece? I would love for her to pop in and have a discussion about all this. Even though the title says let's go back, way back into time, there's so many things that fit into that topic. And I really like Puzzle Piece. She's man, she's a whiz. I love her perspective. I wish I knew her personally. I would definitely reach out to her. Tell her, hey, come on over. Yeah. So so far I've been up here for about an hour and 5 minutes. And normally on this platform, I tend to bring people up that want to be heard. And, I'm not gonna beg anybody to come up. If you don't want to come up, you don't want to come up. So, if there's not anyone else in the chat that wants to come up, is there anything y'all want to talk about that I haven't brought up? Because this is a two-way conversation. And if not, I can shut the chat down and we can have an early evening. So if there's anything that you want to talk about, put it in the chat. We'll talk about it. Deanne says, hey, Auntie, I didn't get your notification. Oh, hey, okay. L Boogie's here. Hi, honey. Deanne is here. Nice to see you guys. We were just discussing some of the latest stuff going on. We were talking about the air of entitlement that some of these kids have with their parents and what they're expecting in life and how that needs to be corrected now with these children. And we were also talking about the latest bombshell information about Smokey Robinson. Yeah, we were talking about Smokey Robinson. He's been charged. I don't know if it's charged or sued, but 4 counts of SA. Ugh. I ain't trying to be funny, but Smokey, man, you old as Methuselah. Sit down. Yes, that's part of the thing we were talking about, LW, L Boogie, that these kids, they don't understand. Stuff don't fall off trees. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't, because parents aren't making them do it. Hi, Trina Renee. Yes, L Boogie. Smokey. Yeah, say it ain't so. He looked too fragile to be doing stuff like that. Come on. So many YouTubers are getting deleted or just dropping dead. What? I haven't heard about that, Nitya. Tell me about it. You got to be kidding me. Is this something recent, huh? When they with me, I treat them old school. My grandmother spoils them, irritate my soul. Well, Bill Cosby said it best. Grandparents are old people trying to get into heaven now. Yes. I would like to know more about these YouTubers that Nitya is talking about. You care to share in the chat, sweetie? Right, professional entitlement syndrome. I understand, and I have to let minds know that anything free in life is a bonus. I don't enable, but I will help them out when they help themselves. Amen. Auntie Mickey, I thought that list had over 300 names on it. I heard 190, but I guess every channel's reporting different different names. I At this point I don't know. I got that information from, I want to say, oh my god, was it Ticket TV? I like Ticket TV. Shout out to Ticket TV. He's always got all the information. He's got all the court documents and stuff, and he knows exactly what he's talking about. But I'm sure that's where I got that number from. 190. Desiree says, when we were growing up with our parents, we were doing chores at 6 and 7 years old, also learning to cook. Amen. Uh, uh, uh. El Boogie, I know exactly what you mean. She said, ooh, I meant my grandkids' mother spoils them. For short, I call them grands. My apology. Yes, El Boogie, we're talking about Diddy. Hmm. So I'm going to check that out, Catherine. I'm going to check that out when I end this live and verify some of this information. But the number that I got recently was 190 celebrities attached to this. The jury selection is what I'm saying. Yeah, and it's hard to tell, Nitya, but I'm starting to believe more and more every day that mainstream media is not reporting the truth. They only tell you pieces that they want you to know, but they're not digging deep down and dirty with it. El Boogie says at Desiree, I told I told my daughter that today. My daughter spoils her kids. I said, make them clean up, not you. She weak. Mm, not a good look. Not a good look. But it doesn't surprise me when I see some grown folks, not saying anybody in here in particular, but I've gone to grown folks' house in their 30s, 40s. House just as nasty as get up. And they ain't got but one child, and that's a teenager. It don't make sense. Exactly, Don. El Boogie said mainstream media never have taught the truth. BBC is a good outlet. Deanne said, Auntie Mickey, when we were growing up, we didn't idle like this generation today. We were so innocent yet inquisitive. You're right. And we had so many different things to pay attention to. Exactly, Don. Lazy parenting. They'd rather pawn them off, send them to the TV, send them to the TV, send them to their phone, play this video game, just get out my face. It's the get out my face syndrome. Here, let me DoorDash you some McDonald's instead of going in the kitchen and fixing them a meal. Or better yet, teaching them how to fix their own meal. How about that? Straight nasty, that's it, Queen. Pastor Cheryl Brady has, let me put this up, has changed the name of her church from the Potter's House to the Bridge Church, and she is no longer associated with TPH, which is strange in itself, Auntie Mickey, after 15 years. Okay, Cheryl Brady, that's not, what's his name's daughter, is it? I done forgot that man's name that fast. TD Jakes. Cheryl Brady has changed the name of her church from the Potter's House to the Bridge Church. and she's no longer affiliated with the Potter's house. Wow. You blame her? I mean, when you think about it, Pastor Cheryl Brady, is she the daughter? Because I know he handed the church down to his daughter and her husband. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the Potter's house belonged to T.D. Jakes. What I'm seeing is that they supposedly parents are friends with the kids, also doing just as more as the kids. Mm. Yeah, that move was very suspect. You too, that's it, Queen. You have a wonderful evening. I tell you, it's something to take notice to, though. This who we going to hell in the handbasket. We got to do the right thing by these kids, because even our pastors, our big pastors, are falling by the wayside. It's up to the parents. Parents, you got to learn. You got to love your kids enough. Thank you, Jess. We got to love our kids enough. Well, I haven't been on here, but let's see. It wasn't 2 hours tonight, but I think I'm going to cut this live short. It's been an hour, almost an hour and 20 minutes. And let's see. Catherine says, yes, DN. However, Pastor Cheryl Brady was a pastor of one of the Potter House branches there in Texas. T.D. Jakes was the overseer. However, she decided to change the name of the church and disassociate with them. Okay, Hania Wright said the attorney said they have proof pertaining to Smokey Robinson. What? Oh my God. Hi, Holly Wheeler Holmes. I just got here, but I'm going to have to do a replay. Yeah, because I'm about to wind this up, but I can't get over this Smokey Robinson thing. I can't. I gotta hear proof. I gotta hear. I mean, I'm not gonna take their word for it. That man is old as dirt. What's going on with TD Jakes, L Boogie? He stepped down. He stepped down from his pastoralship. He handed it to his daughter and her husband. He stepped down. Coincidentally, when the Diddy trial started. Yes. See how I hate to say it like this. You see how shit rolls downhill? It just gets bigger and bigger as it rolls downhill. Little turd starts out up here, starts rolling and picking up bigger turds as it goes along the way. Absolutely. It ain't gonna stop with Diddy. That's why I'm saying we living in some times right now that are people may not believe it. Thank you, Leo. You too, sweetheart. I want all of y'all to have a good evening. Could this be the shakedown of the 20th century? Could the chickens coming home to roost? Because this is just unbelievable to say the least. Absolutely right, D. Absolutely right. Huh. Spirits are working, isn't they? More turds probably gonna start stepping down too. That's right. Excuse me. Yes. It is no joke. It is no joke. We just got to stay prayed up. Good night, all. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Love it here at Auntie Mickey's house. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And again, I appreciate all of you guys stopping by. I really do. I was hoping that Tony was going to stop by and spend some time with us, but he didn't show up, so it's all good. Charlene said, stay woke on the political front. This trial is a distraction. You are absolutely right. They're getting all the distraction they can get, but we still gotta be vigilant. We gotta be vigilant. Auntie Mickey, maybe the number has changed. I'm not sure, sweetheart. What number are you talking about? Oh, you saying Tony's still live? Oh, wow. No wonder he ain't here. I love you too, sweetheart. He's had a busy show. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and help Maud. So I think that's what I'll do, you guys. I so appreciate you jumping in my live today. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to go on back over there and help Maud in his show. I thought he was done. So, all right, you guys. Well, God bless you. God keep you. He's about to be done, though. Okay. Oh, he's wrapping up now. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap up too. I ain't lying. I'm tired. I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day, but there's always tomorrow. And we'll have plenty to talk about. Because I'm definitely watching the Diddy trial tomorrow. I'm going to watch more of the jury selection. They're almost done. So once that's done, that's when the real juicy stuff is going to start coming forward. So with that said, God bless you. God keep you. I love you all. I'm going to go get my beauty rest. I needed, DN. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you so much for modding for me tonight. I appreciate you so much. I love all of you guys. I really appreciate you. So with that said, peace.
Hey Mickey, hey Mickey. Oh Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Oh Mickey, you're so fine, you. Oh Mickey, you're so fine.
Hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing.